to introduce Entrepreneur Hub, and then also to introduce a facilitator for this training session. So Entrepreneur Hub, basically, we exist as an entrepreneurship development, job creation, and innovation hub. We say we build innovation, we fuel innovation, we build entrepreneurs, and then we create jobs, basically. So everyone that is looking to develop their skills, develop their career, run a business, create a business, we work with all these people to ensure that their goals are successful. So we exist basically as an innovation and then entrepreneurship hub dedicated to empowering individuals, startup businesses to create sustainable solutions and meaningful employment. And that's what we basically exist for. Our vision is to be a catalyst for job creation across Ghana and Africa through partnerships that unlock growth and transform communities. For our mission, we exist to create jobs through research, innovation, skills development, training, employability training, and entrepreneurship development for the youth and women in Ghana. So our focus is young people and women. It doesn't mean we've neglected men, but we focus more on young people and women. Of course, we work with men as well, so that they can create jobs for young people and make money to take care of women as well. To achieve this, we focus on 5 key initiatives. So things we do: Agri Startup Program, the Agri-Business Accelerator, the Tech Skills Bootcamp. So this, for instance, falls under the Tech Skills Bootcamp. So how can we use AI in our fashion business? And that is a very important thing that Godwin will be taking us through in a moment. We also support young people through skill development, access to capital to start their businesses or to grow their businesses. And we mentor and coach young people as well in starting businesses, growing their businesses, and also finding employment as well. We believe at Entrepreneur Hub that the future belongs to those equipped with the right skills. And that's why sessions like these are important to us. Okay. So what you will learn from here will be very important to help you in your business and in your career development as a fashion person. So our session will start very soon. So this is what we're about to be exposed to. So quickly, our facilitator is Godwin France. He's Ghanaian, but he has a French name. I don't know where he got the name from. Godwin France is a project officer for tech and technical tools and technology programs at Entrepreneur Hub. He's a technologist and esteemed advocate with extensive experience in using technology for education, mentorship, and workforce development. Over the years, he has trained many young people, entrepreneurs, and professionals across a number of African countries, equipping them with practical digital skills and guiding them through emerging trends in technology. Godwin has a strong background in IT systems, digital tools, and innovation-driven learning. It brings both strategic insight and hands-on expertise to every initiative. At Entrepreneur Hub, Godwin leads all technology and IT-related training programs, supporting entrepreneurs and job seekers with the technical competences needed to thrive in today's digital economy. Godwin holds a BSc in telecommunication engineering, plus a number of other professional skills and training programs. Participants, you're welcome. And Godwin, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Christian. I really appreciate the introduction. And welcome, everybody. Today, I'm going to try and move as super fast as possible so that we don't burn so much data. And the plan also is to see if we can have a follow-up session. So we're breaking it into 2. Whatever we learn today, we'll put it into practice. And I'll be expecting to see feedback from you so that we'll also know how you absorb and assimilated all that we are learning today. Then we'll continue in part 2 as well of the session. So sit back, relax. If you have any questions, let me know so I can stop. Yeah, so let's Go. Can I see, is everybody here into fashion design? You're a seamstress, a fashion designer. Can we know your background? You know a little bit about me. Can I also know a little bit about you as well, as a means of quick introduction to know who is who here? I don't know, can we put this in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself quickly and just let us know who you are, that'll be very grateful for in directing this session.
Hi, my name is Mavis.
Hello, Mavis. Fashion designer, tailor, seamstress, any specialty as well?
Taylor, because I'm learning men.
You're learning what?
Men.
Men. So you're learning to sew men clothing.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So
Okay.
anybody else want to say something? Okay, I'm Emilia. I'm into fashion designing, sewing women clothing. Okay, I thought I had men. So it's women clothing. Okay. Anyone else? Comforts, Zakia, Emilia. Let's hear from one more person.
Emilia just dropped a comment.
Okay. Um, wow, is my internet slow? So what did she say? I'm Emilia. Okay, I think that's the one I just read. Okay, so we have one person who is into men's fashion and another person who is into sewing women's fashion. Okay, that's very good. Now, okay, another comment from Jonathan. Okay, I'm not any of them. I am being curious to get beginner's knowledge and know what this is all about. You're very welcome. I mean, curiosity is a very good thing to have. That's why some people are in space right now, going around orbiting the moon because they've been curious for over 50 years in space flight and all of that. So thank you for joining us, Jonathan. We'll hope you have a good time.
Interestingly, there is a popular Jonathan Anderson in Northern Ireland who is a very popular fashion designer. So I thought he was the one that joined us.
That would have been so amazing, but we are great to have Jonathan here as well. Our Ghana Jonathan. Great. So this AI augmented fashion designing. Today we'll look at designing, then hopefully in our next session, we'll look at the marketing aspects and growing your business, how you can use these tools. So one way I've been teaching about AI in the last 3 years now. Actually, I've been into AI for like 7 years, but something happened somewhere in November 2022. In November 2022, ChatGPT was released. So that led to an explosion of having a user-friendly interface into AI. So AI, as we know it, has always existed, but a few things, a few technology changed in the tech space. So this rapid change that led us to where we are right now, there was so much computing power, so much has gone into the technology that is now ready for consumers or everyday users to use it. And OpenAI or ChatGPT were able to make the user interface very easy. And even last week, they released another update for their image generation. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. So when we talk about AI augmentation or augmented AI fashion, we are looking at how can we incorporate this technology into what we are doing already. All right, so how can we incorporate it? Some people are saying that, oh, it will replace you, it will replace this and that. But the good thing about fashion designers is that you guys are artistic, you are crafty, you use your hands, you design, you cut, you sew, you put things together, and use your imagination to bring things to life. But what we are coming from at Entrepreneur Hub, or as a tech lead person at Entrepreneur Hub, my focus is to show you how to incorporate the technology or everyday technology into your business and how to use that to grow your business. Or even if you're a one-man person business, how would you be able to use that to manage all your activities and still be in charge and still have time to do your sewing and cutting and all of that as well. So that's what we basically will be looking at, and we'll try to finish in the next 1 hour. Okay, so as I mentioned already, in some industries, in my industry, for instance, some of us are at risk already because the AI is able to do what people used to do on their own with their hand on the computer. So I have a funny quote I've been trying to develop for a very long time, not a very long time, for like over a year now, that anything you can do on a computer, the computer can do it by itself. So it's a quote. I think it's not well refined yet. So I'm hoping that maybe I'll get some feedback and I'll do some flyer and I'll put my face on the flyer and put the quote boldly over the flyer. And hopefully one day, 100 years from now, they'll be quoting me back in 2026. This is what this guy said. So anything that can be done on a computer can be done by the computer. That's where we are. That's why I'm saying that for you, creative your industry is not well shaken. It's not being shaken because it involves a lot of creativity and using of your hand and putting things together. But if it's solely going to be done on a computer, you are very at risk of AI replacing you. But in AI augmented fashion, how are we going to incorporate the AI in various aspects? And in today, we're going to look at it from the design aspect or creating flyers or showing your customers what the work would look like on them. This is your normal life cycle, right? You have a design inspiration or someone sends you something, and I hope no one here is involved in what I sent and what I received, because we always see some funny picture of where a client will send their designer a concept. Then when the designer is done and sends back the feedback or the cloth, they are two totally different things. What I ordered versus what I received. Anyway, that's on the lighter side. So this is how you iterate your processes, right? The design inspiration, client experience, marketing content, and business operation. So some of you are sole proprietor. You run all this by yourself. Some of you have other people helping you, or you have other people learning under you and doing other things for you. So maybe today we'll look at the design inspiration and client experience. Then hopefully in the next session or the second and last session, we'll look at the business operation and marketing content. So how do we go from writing a prompt? So a prompt is, for those of you who already use any of these AI tools already, ChatGPT and all the other ones that we have, when you type something into the AI, so it's not only type, you can also use your voice. So those of you who use ChatGPT already, you notice that there's a microphone in the app. You can also use your voice to give it a command and interact with it. I have someone in my office, he's always using the voice command, but I type a lot, so I use the typing option. So this is a simple prompt. So we call that, whenever you type into the AI, we call that a prompt. So you're prompting or instructing the AI what to do or what you want to do. All right. So in this particular slide, we're looking at a prompt that says elegant Ghanaian bridal gown using lace and kente details. So at the end of this session, you should be able to know how to generate such concepts. Okay, so you can have a concept, or you can see something online and you can play around with it. All right, so you can play around with it and see what can come out of it, or what other people have done, or what you can do, and even use that to test the market. So you can do any of these 4 designs that we have on the right-hand side of my screen. You can test it. I think the third one is, I don't know what you call it. There's one strap on the side. Maybe you can pull off all the stripe, and it could be what, I don't know what you call it, strapless or bare chested or bare back. So how can we, so this is what we're going to be looking at, how can we use the AI to generate all these styles? So we are supercharging you in your ideation, in your idea thinking processes, in your dress style, bridal wear, menswear. I think the first person that spoke said she's going into menswear. Then the second person, I think Ayonam also, says she's going into women's wear. So whichever path you are taking, let's see how we can use AI to bring our concept to life, show our clients what they can get or what they should expect before we go into designing it. So same thing here, similar concept. The prompt here is what? Show this dress design in kente fabric. All right, so recently we had a banter with Zambians, I think Zambians also, yeah. We had a banter with Zambians where they were surprised that our president, John Mahama, was wearing something that looks like a blouse. So I remember talking to some people how they can position themselves in entering into new markets. So these are some of the things we do at Entrepreneurship Hub, teaching you how to enter new markets. There are platforms that you can know what people are searching for. So in our next session, you have to come back again and I'll show you those platforms, how to explore new markets. So as a designer already, you should know how to market. If you're into sewing of fugu or selling of fugu, by now you should know how to know what people in other countries are looking for in Ghana, or how to catch the trend and position yourself in entering these markets. So you can be in Ghana. The world has become very global. You can be in Ghana and sell to people in other countries. So all the things that we'll be teaching you and From time to time, we'll have in-person sessions, and we expect you to come to the hub, to our facility for further training in person and have a far more greater experience than what we are doing online. So AI will help you do your design iteration faster. That's one of the good things about AI. Now, previously I used to do one work at a time. Now I'm doing like 5 works at the same time. It's something I couldn't do myself, but right now, because of AI in my space, in my work that I do, writing some programs and code, I'm able to move really fast. And that's one of the things I'm hoping that you live here with how to move faster. Sometimes speed might be the determinant. You being able to move fast, able to respond fast to a customer inquiry might be the differentiator between you and another designer, or being able to bring a concept to life might be the main or the key factor that differentiates you from another person. So rapid iteration, fabric visualization. So I remember back in the days, people in Nigeria, they call it Asoebi. Asoebi is the cloth they want to use for the wedding, or for the wedding. So you can take the people's cloth and give them concepts, different concepts, and be able to deliver. You show them different designs as fast as possible. And this can be your edge. This can be your competitive advantage over other designers. So what are we looking at here? How can we move from your client can send you a picture or a concept? How do you combine these 2 pictures and have an output like this? These are things that are already in existence. You can even use the free version. You can even use the free version to achieve this. So how can you let your customer see these things? One of my friends posted a picture somewhere last year, mid last year or so. And I told her that, oh, why are you posting just an ordinary? She had a mannequin. So they had a cloth in a mannequin. I told them, oh, we've moved beyond posting clothes in mannequins. Why don't you put it in a real human being? So I showed her how to do it, and she was so excited. And this is someone who's already in tech. It's not like she's a novice in tech. We went to school together. She's in the US right now. She's even into cybersecurity and all of that. So we share ideas, we bring ideas and brainstorm together, and take these things to people who might not even know about them in general. So by the end of today's session, you should be able to have a picture, a dress concept, and have the final version of what you think you want to visualize, what it's going to look like. All right, so zero waste. So from verbal explaining, these days, when I'm working with some of my guys in the IT space, I don't talk anymore. Previously, I have to talk, I have to talk and type a lot of things and try to put a lot of things into writing. But these days, no more writing. I just go straight and show them what I'm talking about. I show them the code, I show them how it looks in the software. So there's no more, oh, imagine this is here, this is here. We don't do that anymore. So once you have the concept, or a client sends you something, you should be able to show them different versions of what is possible. So once again, from mannequin to a real human being. So we're also going to try and solve this. There's a problem here, but when we start looking at the concept, we're going to try and solve that as well. All right, there's one slight thing I'll not mention right now, but how do we move from a mannequin in your shop with a dress on the mannequin, and your background maybe it's not so nice, you have all your clothes scattered everywhere, all your work you are doing everywhere, but that might not be inspirational enough. Okay, it might work, yeah, but how do we present our work much better? Because once again, we're trying to become a better version of ourselves, present ourselves well, and marketing is all about psychology, imprinting your ideas and your concept in other people's mind, so that when they are ready to make the purchase, they come back to you. So this is one way to move from having a dress on a mannequin to having it on someone who looks, or hyper-realistic human being, or even yourself. It could even be your picture or the picture of your client. So transform simple photos without renting a studio. That's where we are right now. So photographers, I don't know whether they're going to suffer in this era or not, but if you are very good, you'll survive. Iterate or test various concepts: wedding scene, fashion runway, luxury studio, beachwear, beach events. So your imagination, there's no more excuse for what you want to visualize. So thank you all once again for joining. I hope I'm still audible. Like I said, you can always stop me at any point in time. If you have any question on any of the slide, I'm going to try and move as fast as possible so we can go to the practical side and I show you how to do these things. So No more need to. So some of you, sometimes you might even be using your children or other people who might not be comfortable with showing their faces on the internet. This is how you can generate your own models. You can have your own fashion model to help you bring your work to life. So whether it's a male model, a black model, or maybe you have a client from the US or from Europe, you can visualize the concept. You can show them what it will look like and all of that. Thank you, Betty. Betty says she's ready to learn. And I'm giving you value for your time tonight. So different body type. Mannequins have only one body type, only slim. They're all slim. What about people who have different body type? How do you cater for them? It's no longer an excuse. So you can describe, once you can write, even if you cannot write, or you can even speak English to a certain level, you should be able to describe the things. That's why I mentioned earlier that some of the AI has voice prompts, so you can speak into the AI and to understand all that you are saying and do what you want it to do for you. All right, so different skin tone, different body type are all being catered for by your virtual or your fake models. So you can have a global reach, be in Ghana and sell to different people all over the globe. Like as I mentioned as well, in our next session, which you shouldn't miss, I'm going to show you how to find new markets and how to put your work out there as well with this session right in a moment. So obviously, most of you post already, so we're not going to focus so much on social media posts, but I'm going to show you how to format the content in a particular dimension so that you can post it across different social media platforms. Because sometimes there's something that happens depending on how you size the image. It might not fit on certain platform and it might not come out well. So we're also going to touch on that as well, because some of us, we have accounts on multiple platforms. So how do you create one content and share it across various social media platforms? It's what we're going to be looking at next after this. And we don't need all of this now. We don't need all of this. We'll look at this later, hopefully next time. So that is about that. That's a quick introduction to what we're going to be looking at today. So any questions so far? So now let's move on to how to create one content and have it distributed across multiple platforms. Okay, some of you work alone, you have other jobs. The fashion thing you're doing is, for now, a side hustle. Some of you, it's your main hustle. All right, so our next session is just going to be an infographic, which I generated. I call it the rule of three. The rule of three. I'm going to show you how to create one content and distribute it across multiple platforms, and how to do that optimally without exhausting so much energy everywhere and wasting so much time. Time is precious. I had a session one time, a private session with some students, two ladies. And one of the questions they asked me, one is a law student, but she wants to create content. I teach digital marketing as well. So one of the questions she asked me was like, how do I manage my time? I mean, that's a real life question. It's not about digital marketing or anything. I mean, if I really know how to manage time very well, I might be one of the richest people on earth, but it's all something we all struggle with. I'm going to start from the bottom of the screen. So I'm scrolling. I don't know if we're all seeing the same thing. So this is a rule of three. How do you create one content in your busy schedule and distribute it across multiple platforms? Like, you don't waste so much time. You are not a content creator. You're a fashion designer. You are a seamstress. You're a tailor. You are, I don't know what you call yourself, but you're not. So how do we optimize our time and not waste so much time doing these other things? Of course, at a certain point in time, you have to get somebody to and pay somebody to do that, okay, depending on how fast you've grown or where you've gotten to, so that you can focus on the things that matter most in your business, which is you doing your designs. So I'm going to start with strategic execution review. So if you go to the bottom of the screen, you see square, portrait, and landscape. Square, portrait, and landscape. So you can give me a reaction. You can give me a thumbs up if you are getting me. Let me get some reaction so that I know that I'm being followed. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I might get some thumbs up or some voice feedback, or something in the comment section. in the chat. All right, Naomi, give me thumbs up. Thank you, Naomi. So these days, I opt for the square dimension. So we'll not go deep into this particular. We'll go into this in our next session. All right. So today I'm just going to work on the prompts. I'm introducing it here because we are talking about the rule of three. So the square dimension is the most optimal amongst all these three sizes. If you choose the square dimension, you can post literally across all social media platforms without having to worry yourself. So if you are not someone who wants to give yourself too much headache, let's go for the square dimension. By square, all sides are equal, or we call it, the ratio is 1:1, 1:1 or square. Then we have the portrait, which works for TikTok, WhatsApp, and I think Facebook. But I have a problem with the portrait is that because when you post on Facebook, I've combined most of my platforms. I've combined the Instagram and Facebook into one account. So we'll look at that in our next session, which is called the Meta Business Suite. So you don't have to open both app and post twice. You only go to that Facebook page and you post from that page, and to go to both your Facebook page and your Instagram page. So this saves you time. These are some of the things you have to know. It saves you time in posting across multiple platforms. But the challenge I always have when I get a portrait dimension is that I always get a warning from Instagram that this dimension you chose doesn't fit. So I've always given the designers feedback that, please, can we stick to square? Because once we use a square dimension, I've noticed that it cuts across all platforms. Nothing gets cropped up, nothing gets reduced. You don't receive any warning. But if you have an information or design that is a little bit more detailed, then you can opt for the landscape. So the portrait is what we call the 9:16 ratio, whilst the landscape is 16:9 ratio. So don't worry about all these numbers. Let's say portrait, square, or landscape. Above all, choose square if you don't know what you're doing, or if you don't want to give yourself so much headache. But if you want one dimension that can cut across all platforms, just go for the square. Now I'm scrolling back to the top of the page so you can see more on the rule of three. First thing first, colors. I struggled with colors when it comes to design. I struggled for a long time. Then I asked myself, oh, okay, why can't I use AI to try and get the right colors? So one time I was giving a presentation somewhere and I lost my initial slide. So I had to do a new slide. So when I was doing the new slide, I said, let me ask AI about colors. I struggle with colors. When it comes to designing, that's where my problem comes in. So I asked AI to give me, I described the kind of colors that I want. I said, I want colors that are soft on the eyes. Yeah, colors that are soft on the eyes. And then I said it should give me about 15 or 12 of those colors. So the reason, so what happened was that when I designed that PowerPoint slide, I designed everything from scratch. I don't design anymore. I use AI to design my slides. But that particular one, I had to do it from scratch because I just felt like it's been a while. At the end of that presentation, one of the attendees asked me, how did you design this slide? And I was like, why? It was like the colors the slide is so nice. I was like, okay, that's some form of validation. I was very happy that my idea working with AI in terms of colors came out very well. So when you're working with colors in your design, always look out for your posters. Now we're looking at your poster. When you're designing your poster, always make sure that you have maximum of 3 colors. White is always neutral. White and black can always be neutral, so they don't really count. So your primary color should take 60% of the whole interface. So when someone looks at your design, the most recurring color, which will be your primary color, should be 60%. Then the secondary one should be about 30, whilst the accents should be about 10. So do not do more than 3 colors. All right, do not do more than 3 colors to maintain a balance across board. All right, never do more than 3 colors. That's the first rule of 3. Then the second rule is the typography, or what we call font style. The font style. So the typography triad, that's what we're looking at right now. So the font family. So in our next session, I'll show you where to get different fonts. If you want to build the design yourself from scratch, I'll show you how to do that. These days, people have been using ChatGPT to generate their posters, and you can tell. I initially started with that as well, then I noticed that no, there's something wrong here. The design looks very boring, looks very dull. And I saw other people generating the same style. You can see it. Once you see it, you can see it. So I don't want you to repeat such a mistake. I want you to have a bit of unique and flow, or have a bit of creative control over your posters, over your design that you do. All right. So the third rule of 3 is the typography. So choose maximum of 3 font style. All right. Do not go more than 3 font style and the family. So choose them carefully. We'll look at them practically. Then also the font size. So we looked at what? Colors, font style, and now we're looking at font size. So you can have only one header or the headline, which is the biggest font size. Then in my class, I always teach about English and Arabic country. We're in an English country. So this also goes into how we look at designs. So we look at designs from top to bottom. When someone look at your design, they're always looking at top to bottom. I went to a hairdresser one time, and he told me that your hair is what people always look at first, and your shoe is what they look at last. So these 2 things must be on point. Your hair must be well trimmed and well cut, and your shoe must also be on point. So top to bottom, we read from top to bottom. And being English-speaking country as well, or an Anglophone, we also read from what? Left to right. So this also should inform how you arrange the most important details or content on your poster. All right. So we're looking at it from the perspective that you are handling the designs yourself. So you're going to try to arrange the order of the characters on your poster, left to right, top to bottom, the most important one. And the most important detail should be the header, the biggest size, then followed by the subheader. Then every other writing should be the body. Every other writing should be the body. So you can now choose different font style for all of these. All right. So I think that's the third one, the third rule of 3. And we've gone through the dimensions. So you always start before you design anything. And even when you're using the AI, let the AI know the outputs. So you can also always tell the AI, whatever we are designing, give it to me in a square dimension or a 1-to-1 dimension. So the AI would put the exact size for you as well. Then the image format also, we'll look at that later. I don't want to go too deep as well. So you are designers. Most of you are designers already. You're fashion people. So you are designers. You're not just decorating things, but you're designing things and arranging things properly. So that's why I'm introducing to the rule of 3 when it comes to graphic design and putting your content on a poster before you put it out there on WhatsApp status, on your TikTok, on your story, on Facebook or Instagram, or wherever you post your content. So that brings us to our second session on the rule of 3 on setting up your design. So the very first thing you do when you're setting up your design template is to set up the dimension. Either you're going for a square, portrait, or landscape. I'm going to stop here. So any question on this, please? So how many of you saw the follow-up posters that we did? The follow-up posters that we did, what we're telling you what you're going to be transforming from this to this. Did anybody see the follow-up posters? So now, I believe that most fashion designers sketch their work. They sketch the work you sketch the work you want to do. So those of you are into designing, more of designing, you sketch your work, right? All right. So let me show you a picture. So can you see the picture I'm showing you right now? A picture, I don't know what this is called. Can any fashion person tell me what kind of sketches this is? I need a feedback on this. Can anyone tell me what kind of design this is we're looking at? So this is very important because the more you tell the AI the exact word of what you are trying to achieve, the better results you'll get. So this is very important. So can someone tell me the image we are looking at, what do you guys call it in the fashion world? Can I get some ideas, please?
Please, is this a pattern?
I don't know. I just went to the internet and randomly took some images to use for the class. I'm not a fashion designer. So you are calling it pattern. So who else here want to help us? Someone else chip in, please. Those of you who have more experience.
It's not a pattern. It's a design on a croquis. So the initial pencil designs on a croquis.
Good, fantastic. I didn't get the last, but in pencil design on a
croquis.
Croquis. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I hope you're all learning. I'm also learning as I'm presenting. So Okay, there's a comment. There's an illustration, or someone said illustration. Illustration. Is that correct?
That's also correct.
Okay. Yeah, it's right. All right, illustration. So now you want to sketch an illustration. So I just randomly went on the internet and I pulled this information. Now, what am I going to do with this information? I go to ChatGPT. We're using ChatGPT. There are many AIs. I'm going to share some content with you. I'm going to share some materials with you. It's my compilation over the last 2-3 years. I've been compiling different things about AI, different tools you can use. So it's a resource material, and you're not getting this from anywhere apart from Entrepreneurship Hub. So this is what we are giving you. We are giving you value, and hopefully we're going to have in-person sessions very soon as well. That you can come into the hub and we learn more things and more practically and be hands-on. So now let's switch over to ChatGPT. I'm paying for ChatGPT. I'm paying for the lowest version of ChatGPT. But all what we are doing, you can do it on the free version. The reason why I'm paying is that I've been chatting with ChatGPT for a very long time, since it came out in November 2022. So it has a lot of information about a particular project, especially one of my projects. So when I give it new ideas, it helps me brainstorm and expand on the idea and look at different dimensions. That's just one of the reasons why I'm paying for it. And it gives me memory. It gives me memory. So whatever we're going to learn today, you can do it on the free version. But the challenge with the free version is that after a number of prompts, they will stop your activities and they'll ask you to come back maybe in like 5 or 6 hours time to continue. But ever since I paid for the ChatGPT, I've been able to get work done when I want to get work done. So I gave to make the session a little bit much faster, I've gone ahead and done the thing, so I don't have to waste time and going through step by step again. So I took the illustration. It was on my desktop. I think you can also do this on your mobile device. I barely use my mobile device to do any work, but I think you can also do this on your mobile device. Yes, you can. So if you install the ChatGPT app, you have more power to do so many things. So if you can see, if you want to attach an image to the chat, you come to the cross button here. I'm hovering over it right now. You click on it, it brings out an option. You click on add photo or files. So you click on that and you go to where your files are and you attach it. So once you are done attaching it, then you can give it your first prompt. So this is the first technique I want to show everybody here. Most often, like I mentioned earlier, once you are able to tell the AI and give it specific terms, you are on your way to getting a better result. So once you're able to tell it, give it the right terms, tell it, oh, this is an illustration, let's do X, Y, Z with it, you get better result. But this is another trick. Let's assume you don't know what it is. So I randomly went on the internet, on Google. I just Googled a sketch, fashion designer sketch, and I saw this. I'm like, okay, let me use this for the class. I attach it to my ChatGPT. Then I gave it this simple prompt. I gave it this simple prompt. So I want everybody to try it when the class is over. I want to try, post it online, tag me, tag Entrepreneurship Hub, and let's see the result of what we are doing. So when we come back next time, we're also going to have a resource session also where we can help you further do all this. And so the first prompt I gave this image was what? I told it that what the prompt is what? Give me, I told it what? Give me a detailed JSON of the attached image. The attached image is the illustration I attached to it. So I said, well, give me a detailed JSON. You don't worry. You don't have to worry about trying to understand what a JSON is. We'll see what it is right now. So let me post it. I'm pasting it in the comment section as well. I'm going to add all of this as well and send it. That's why you have to join our group. You have to join our community so you can get training sessions like this. We can give you updates on similar training sessions as they come up. Give me a detailed JSON. We call it JSON, JSON of the attached image. Then it went back and it thought for a while. It thought, and it gave me this feedback. So it looks like computer programming code. Once again, do not worry your head about it. What it has done is that it has looked, the AI has looked at the image and giving you and it's giving you a feedback of a total breakdown of all that it can see. It's a digital picture. So once it's a digital content, the AI can see it. That's where we are right now. That's how powerful AI is right now. So the AI can see the picture and understand it in computer language. But now, because we don't really know what the image is about, or maybe it's something that we saw and we liked, and we want to use it for our own sketch of our own work. This one way we can break down the image. Then once we have the breakdown, we can now look at the breakdown one by one and modify key details that we think we can modify. So let's go into the details. So it started by what? Again, the name of the file. So every file has in the first part you're looking at here. That's the file. It's called the file metadata. You can skip that. So what I usually do, this is how I work. What I'll do is that I'll copy the feedback. So this button is here. I'll copy the feedback and maybe put it in a Word document or in a notepad. Then over there now, I'll now start editing the little details that I want to edit in the illustration or in the whatever is in the sketch. So let's look at more details from the image. So this is how the AI is seeing the same image we just saw right now. So the content type, fashion illustration. So whoever said the image is an illustration got it right. So this is called an illustration. So you see, I'm not a fashion person, but already I'm learning and I'm knowing what an illustration is. Then he said category, human figure, gender presentation, female. So for you, maybe you like the design, but you don't want you want to change it. Maybe you're working you're trying to bring out a male concept. So all you have to do, because you've copied the text, you're just going to edit female and convert it to male. Instantly, you have a male version of the same image you're looking at. So this is a simple way. This is one of the most basic way to take any concept you see online, break it down to the granular or to the finest way the AI can see. Then you can now edit it or delete some of the things that you don't like, you don't even want, or tell AI how you want it. So this is how it goes. So it goes what? Age, appearance. So maybe you are into children. Instead of young adult, you just change the age appearance to what? You just change this part. Young adult, you change it to kid or female girl or female child or girl or something, or whatever you want to put there. You change it, maybe a toddler. You can even say a toddler, or you can say an adult or an older person. So you describe it, you can say an older person in their 50s or in their 60s. The AI will understand all of that. Then the pose, even the pose, the way the illustration is standing, the AI has seen all of that. So you can also change it if you don't like it. Standing upright, frontal view, slightly relaxed arm. So maybe you want the arm to be up or you want the arm to be frailing a certain way. You can change all of that. So this is one of the fastest and simplest way you can modify any image you see. So color, hair color. So the AI even broke it down to the hair color. Maybe you want, this is why I usually change mine to Afro to represent Africa and blackness. I usually change my dark skin. So I'll show the third image will say I did that. So the skin tone, you can say a fair person, maybe a black person, but fair tone, or maybe even a Caucasian, or even an Asian looking person. You can change all of that. The AI saw all this in the image. Then it goes to the garments, evening gowns. Maybe you are doing maybe a tuxedo, or maybe dinner wear, or maybe beach wear. You can change all of that based on all of this. So you just since you've copied the text, you put it in your editor, you just change anything you see. Once you are done changing it, you copy all the changes you've done, bring it back to the AI, paste it here, and send it. Then to ask you, then to read it and understand what you want, then you tell it, generate the image. Once you tell it to generate, it's going to give you all that feedback you've given to it, and it's going to bring it back based on the changes that you've made. I hope that is straightforward and very clear. This is the easiest, this is the most basic one that you can do. You take the image, attach it, it gives you a breakdown, you modify it, you do your edits, send the information back to it, and tell it to generate the image based on what you want. If you don't want it, you give it more instructions or more changes that it has to do. So this is your first assignment. Your first assignment is to take that phrase, give me the JSON version or JSON detailed of this image you're looking at. So this brings us to the end of our first session. Or our first practical view. Any question, please? You should have questions now. My in-house audience are the ones asking questions, but my online audience, can I get some feedback? Do you understand how it works now? Will I be able to get some feedback from you from tomorrow on to start testing this out, posting it online and tagging Entrepreneur Hub, also and send it in the group. Maybe we'll create a group you send it in the group so we can all see what you are doing and help you to modify it and become better in the design. Is it clear? Is it pretty straightforward? Can I get some feedback, please? Any question? Or you already do it, or you know how to do it better? I had a different way of doing this, and I saw someone do this on TikTok. So I adapted the person's technique because I felt that the person's technique is better than my technique. Because you always have to improving the way you do things. So I feel like this technique is better than the way I do it. I used to do it in a different way. But when I saw this person's approach, I was like, wow, this is great. Let me copy this guy's technique.
I'll try it tomorrow.
You try tomorrow. Fantastic. I'll be looking forward. So we're going to create a group and put everybody in it so that we can see what everybody is doing. Great. So the group is already created. That's the WhatsApp group. Kindly join it. This is our AI augmented fashion group so that we can keep improving and helping everybody to become better and applying the techniques. We believe on hands-on approach, practical approach in doing things. That's why we'll be inviting you to our center, to our hub, for more sessions in the nearest future. So I don't know if some of you saw the little boy wearing the fugu. So now let's see how can we piece together content. How can we piece content together? So let's say maybe your client sends you a concept, or maybe you are done with the work, but you want to give it more life. You want to put more life, you want to breathe more life into it, right? Like a creator. All right, you finish molding and it's time to bring it to life. It's time to say, Adam, arise. So let's look at Adam coming to life. Forgive me, my piece is a little bit slow. It's even freezing. So the next concept we're going to look at right now is how to take a finished concept and put it on a person, as I mentioned in the very first slide, and put it on a human being or our fictitious characters, and put it on our fictitious characters. So let me share again. Participants can now see your application. Yes, okay, great. So this is a concept. So you're done sewing your cloth, or maybe you are into sales mode now, but you want to represent this. This is boring. This is a boring way. I mean, this is one way, not necessarily boring, but this is one way to represent your work. But how do we move away from this, or how do we bring in more creativity to the work that we do? So this is what happened. So this is how I moved. I was able to take a random picture I saw on the internet. It could be your work. So how do you take a fugu for a kid in a hanger? How do you put it on somebody? How do you put it on somebody and bring it more to life? So I was just thinking, I was like, okay. So I randomly took some Abri. So if you look at the picture very well of the boy, that's Abri Gardens. So I took a random picture of Abri Gardens. Let me see if I can find the picture. I hope you are all on the same page and you can see what I'm saying. Good. So this was a picture of Abri Gardens that I took. I saw on the internet. So I took this picture of Abri Gardens. Okay, I'm just confirming if the feedback I'm getting. So I took this picture of Abri Gardens. I have the picture of my fugu on a hanger. Then what do I do next? What other artifacts do I have? So then I was trying to be a little bit more creative in what I'm about to do. So if you notice, the human beings on the background, they are a little bit blurred. It's as if they are in motion, as if they are walking past the little boy. So they are all blurred out in the background, and there's a little bit of motion to whatever they are doing. So I was just playing around it. But how did I do that? So I took another picture. So this is a picture. So I'm showing you how I piece together. Previously, I would have needed some serious graphic design skills to be able to do this. But with the help of AI, people like me, people like you now have access to such powerful design approach. So I took this, actually even a video. It's actually a short video. So I stopped the video and I took a screenshot of the video. That's how I got this video. So it's like people in motion, but there's someone in the middle of the motion and everybody is blurred out in their emotion. So now how did I put all these pieces, all these little materials together to create the final work that I showed? So now let's switch over to our ChatGPT once again. I'm switching over to ChatGPT now, and we're going to see how we put all of this together. This is giving your life and giving your work more life and making it look more creative. I'm switching over to ChatGPT now, so please bear with me a few minutes or a few seconds. Should be showing now. So we are seeing some people are joining the groups. Kindly join the groups. It's in the comment section so that we can all be on one page. Good. So now you're welcome back to my ChatGPT. So I've shown you all the different materials that was used to put together just that one image. So you have to take your time. All right, you're a designer. You are taking your time to design the thing, putting different artifacts together to create one image. So this is the first image I put here. So I told ChatGPT, the final output. I'm giving it a concept or how I want the output to be, the final output of the work. I'm showing ChatGPT what I want it to be. So I attach the image and I told it, let's understand this art style. Don't bother yourself about spelling. AI comes with inbuilt autocorrect. So don't worry yourself about the spelling. You can also use your voice to give you the instruction if you're someone who's not so too good in spelling or writing. So you can also attach the image and use your voice to give it the instruction. So for the first instruction I gave it, I attached the image, the final work or the concept I have in mind, and I told it, let's understand this art style. The main character in the middle with other caught in motion, with others caught in motion. Understand this. I want it to understand. I want to see if it understands the instruction I'm giving it. So it went back, it read the whole thing, gave me some plenty grammar. So for me, I always read. I read everything. I take my time to read and understand. But for you, you might not bother about that. But for me, because I'm trying to achieve a particular pattern or a particular style, that's what I do. Then what did I do next? Then I attached the fugu, the little kids fugu in a hanger. I attached that. Then I also attached the image of a Brie Gardens. I attached these two images. Now we are going the next step. So what did I tell it? I said what? Let's take these kids' fugu cloth and wear it on a child about the age of 6 years old. So I'm giving it an idea of how old the child should be. Then I went further to prompt it on the race of the child. So this is where you are becoming cultural aware. You are becoming cultural aware because I'm selling to Black people. I don't want to use an image of a white person or a Caucasian. If I'm targeting an American market, then I can target or use a white kid. If I'm targeting the Asian market, then I can use an Asian kid. So all this is you being cultural aware of the kind of content you are generating. So I said a Black boy, low trim. So I'm playing around the hairstyle. So low trim, the hairstyle, the haircut. I said low trim. Sometimes I usually make it afro. But this time around, I said it low trim. And I said what? Let's recreate with a little boy wearing this cloth. Adopt this style you just described. I mean, I didn't, my grammar wasn't even correct. I was telling it that the first description it gave me above, let's adopt that same style. So don't worry about the grammar. Just be instructive. Tell it what you want it to do. Give it ideas, give it examples, give it samples. Show it the examples of what you are trying to achieve. Once it understands it, then chat with it more. Have a little bit back and forth. Don't be in a hurry. Most people do is that they just want to give it one straight instruction and expect the best result or output. But we are not like that. You've come to our Entrepreneurship Hub training today. So you are different from the 99 people out there. So chat with the AI more. Give it all the things you have in your mind and ensure that it follows the same instruction. So when I was done giving it that instruction, this was the final result. It gave me, good. Now this is where the problem started. The first result it gave me, the people in the background are foreign. They are Caucasians, they are white, and I don't want that. I'm very deliberate. I'm very intentional with the output of my design. I'm very intentional. So this was the very first output it gave me. So what happened? What did I tell it? I'm like, no, 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 no. And I went back again. I told it that the background characters, I didn't even spell characters very well, but it understood it. That's why I said that AI has inbuilt autocorrect. I give it another chat. I gave it another instruction. I said, what the background character or characters should also be Black or Blacks should also be Blacks. I insisted on what the output should be based on the characters. So that's when it gave me this. That's when it finally gave me this output that I used. So now I have a cultural aware content of a Black kid wearing fugu with people moving or zooming in the background. So this is how I achieved that design. This is where the prompt ended. So you can achieve this on the free version of ChatGPT, make your design a little bit more creative and bring your work to life. This will bring it to the end of this session. So we have one more example, then we call it a day. Any question, please? This time around, I'm not giving you any prompt because I want you to chat with it. I want you to chat. I want you to give it different styles, and I'll give you a particular document, and you can see many other styles over there that you can use. So I'll give you that as part of our resource materials we'll give to you. So any questions on this, you can chat, you can unmute, and ask the question so it can help you achieve better designs going forward.
Please, what I want to ask is that can you after you attach your image like the fugu, can you just tell it to create all the background, everything without adopting the background, the white people and all that?
Yes, you can do that. You can do that. But because in this scenario, I'm very specific. I'm very strict with the output that I'm looking for. And because of it, I was going to have this class. I wanted to expand, I wanted to stretch it a little. So you can just put the focus straight up and tell it to give you an output. But most often what that leads to is that it just generates anything. Yes, sometimes you might not. So some people might think that, oh, this AI thing is not correct. That's why I told you that I can see people's AI work. When some people post certain images, I can tell that, oh, this is AI. Although you can tell that this is AI, but this is a little bit more creative. A little bit, I have a little bit of control of the creative outputs. I have a bit of control in the output that I want. So yes, you can just go straight, attach the logo, and you get an output straight up. Is that okay? Please, did that answer your question?
Yes, please, you did. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Any other questions before we go to the last scenario for today? So by tomorrow, I'm expecting you to start testing all of this, posting it in the group, post it on your WhatsApp status, post it on your social media, tag us, tag Entrepreneur Hub. We'll give you a hashtag, we'll give you our handle, tag us, let us see your work, and let's help you refine it so you can start putting out your creative work out there. At least just a picture. So in the next session, I'll show you how to put it in a poster, add your logo, add your phone contact, add all this so that people can know that it's coming from you and they can reach out to you directly. I'm still here. I'm not gone. I'm just battling my slow machine. Forgive me. All right. So our final and last display for part 1 of our AI augmented fashion. So this was the last poster we put out there. Everything here, everything you are seeing, if my screen is being displayed already, everything you are seeing on the screen was generated purely by AI or ChatGPT that did everything. I didn't touch anything from the time to the phone, to the free to attend, to all the characters. Everything is AI. I only give you the instruction, the background design, everything is AI. So how do we achieve this? I'll not show you how to add the posters on them, but we're going to look at how to interact, how to create the model. So what was the original, or what are the characters we're dealing with here? So someone got back to me yesterday and told me that he's not seeing the Ankara in the design. He was the only person who gave me a feedback. I didn't ask him, I just posted it on my status, but he knew what I was trying to achieve because he also uses AI tools. We talk a lot about AI tools. So he knew what I was trying to achieve, but he said he couldn't see the Ankara and he couldn't see the real changes in what I'm trying to do. So now the problem was that when I was looking for the image online, I used unfortunately, I chose a low quality image. So if you can see my screen right now, the image is very small. I mistakenly chose a low quality image and I was a bit in a rush as well. So I didn't really pay attention. So the image I got, the image of the model that I got was a very low quality image. And what I was trying to achieve with this particular picture is that I was trying to show you how you can manipulate the camera angle. So you don't have to generate boring images. You can manipulate how the camera is even being directed on your model. So it's not always a front-facing someone standing and looking into the camera, but you can tilt the camera to various angles and different angles. So the resource material I'm going to give you is going to show you more. So I'm going to give you more examples in the group as we keep chatting together. So for this particular image, why I chose this image was that the camera is being shot from below the face, from the ground up. The angle is from the ground up. So that's why I chose this particular image. Then I also like the way the model's jacket is flying all over the place. But if you look carefully, the person in the image is like an Asian or a white person. It's a Caucasian or something. It's not a black person. If you look at it carefully. So now let's see some of the things the manipulation that we did. So I went online. I looked for wooden. So I took a wooden fabric. I took the wooden fabric. Also, I don't know what was wrong with me that day. Also, I unfortunately took a low quality image of that particular picture. So it also affected the output. So what I was trying to achieve here is that I wanted to take the pattern, the design pattern of the wooden. I wanted to implement it in the design. So this is the wooden pattern I took. I can be sued for this. I mean, in a certain place, if you are a big, I mean, for now, you're not that big and you're going to be big in future, but there can be some legal implication with what I'm doing. So because this is wooden, I don't know where, I'm just assuming. But if you're very big, if not for commercial purpose, I mean, if you are promoting wooden, you can also put it in your caption that this is a wooden material. I think wooden will be happy. I mean, wooden has even, I hardly hear of wooden anymore these days. What's happening with the brand? Maybe someone can tell me later at the end of the session what's happening to the wooden brand. So I took the wooden brand, and what else did I take? Now, where's the last character? Good. Okay. Good. No. This is not the last card. This is the final output of the work. This is the final output. So I don't know if you can see the changes. We literally just changed the human being from a Caucasian, from a white person. The camera angle remained from bottom up. So we took the camera down below the person's face. Then the jacket is now wooden. Then I also changed one more thing in the image. You might not see it now, but let's switch over to, let me switch over to how I gave the AI the instruction to achieve this. So this was the final work. This is the final work or the final output from the instruction. So now let's switch over to ChatGPT and see how I went about giving it all the instruction to achieve this. So we've seen how to put together all the little bits and pieces or artifacts. Can call them artifact as well. Now let's say how we instructed or gave the AI the instruction on what to do using ChatGPT. There are many also other AIs you can use. ChatGPT is not the most powerful. There's also another one called Mid-Journey, but that one you have to pay. There's no free access, but it's more powerful when it comes to image generation than ChatGPT. So if you are someone who really wants to go into this, really want to put out your work in a certain format, you can consider using Mid-Journey. So I want to believe that my image, my screen is now showing my ChatGPT. So this was the very first image of the Asian or white Caucasian person. This is the first image. So I attached the image, then I gave it the prompt. So don't worry, don't try to memorize the instruction. Just pour out your heart, talk to the AI as much as possible, give it everything that's on your mind. So I attached the image, then I attached the text. Also, I wrote, we are replicating these shots, same model position. I didn't spell the position well, but like I said, AI has inbuilt autocorrect. So don't worry about your spelling. Same background location. The model should be black, should be a black woman in the early 20s. Remember the first one we did? The person was a kid. I told the AI, I want it to be a kid of 6 years old. But this time around, I said that the model should be someone who's in the early 20s. The black woman should have cornrow. So I was even specific with the hairstyle. The black woman should have cornrow. I didn't spell the cornrow well, so forgive me. That's not how to spell cornrow. So if you cut that, if you are saying that, I didn't spell it well. Then I said what? We are maintaining. Once again, I didn't spell maintaining well. I'm very bad at spelling these days. We are maintaining the dress, but changing one, her blouse, two, the inner part of her coat. So I was very specific of the two things I want to change. I'm very specific with it. So I went down further again. I said, now let's talk about the blouse. So her blouse should be made of what? Tiger print. So the blouse on her, I changed the design. You might not have noticed it. That's the question I was asking. The initial design, we couldn't even see what was there because the picture quality was very poor. But the final output, it gave us an enhanced output. So I told the AI what her blouse should be what? Made of tiger print. So it can be anything. I was just playing around with anything that crossed my mind. Then I said what? The inner part of her coat. Now I should use the design print I gave you. Should use the design print I would give you next. So the AI you can tell the AI to wait for your next instruction. You can also give it information and tell it to wait for further instructions. So I didn't want to load all the information at once because I want to go stepwise. I want to go step by step, try to see if it understands what I'm saying so that I am controlling the final output. So I told it that the inner part of a code should use the design print I would give you next. So the AI came back, spoke plenty grammar. Then it told me that what? Send the print when ready. So it was also telling me now, okay, now I'm ready. I've read all your instructions. Now I'm ready for the print. So this is where I now attach the wooden fabric. And I told it that then I added the text that what? This is the quote. So the AI gave it a name. It called it quote inner lining. So I took that phrase from its previous response and I added it to my own feedback. So this is the quote inner lining. Then I said what? Go ahead and generate the image. And that's how it went straight up to generate this image. So you can see the amount of just 2 steps, and we're able to control the eventual output of what we want. So the lady from a white human being has changed to a black. Her blouse has changed. The inner pattern, but because unfortunately it didn't get the pattern very well, because the pattern that I gave it, the image quality was very low, so it didn't see it properly. But he was able to change the pattern to something that is very close. So sometimes you not always get the exact replica, but it gave me something very close. So keep trying and keep pushing it, and you'll get a very good result. So it gave me everything from the same camera angle, took it from the down, the background, everything stayed the same, and it added my input, and I was very happy with what I wanted. And I go, so you can just take this, send it to your clients, put it on your WhatsApp status, social media, anywhere, and you are now a different person from other fashion designers. So this is our last scenario and brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you very much. So now we'll need some interaction sessions, some questions, some contributions, and if you'll be doing this techniques that you just learned. We've come to the end of the session. Some feedback. I will appreciate some feedback. So let me know. Okay, I'm getting some comments in the chat. Okay, clap. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you too. Sure, I will try it out. Yes, so please let's try it out. Post it, tag us. We'll put our social handles or hashtag that you can use on your posts, and share with us so we can also interact with your business and give you some like online. Okay, Amara has something to say. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Amara, were you going to say something? Amara Mavis?
No, please.
Okay. So if no further contribution, deduction, and feedback, I'm going to be handing over to Mr. Chris. Is Mr. Chris here? I think I was on time, or I think I overshoot my time. All right, thank you, Mr. Chris.
Okay, thank you very much, Godwin, for
all right, Enoch,
such
thank you. Yeah.
Yes. So Mr. Chris is not around. So thank you very much for your section, and I believe that participants got the most out of your section. Thank you very much. I mean, I would like the participant to show appreciation to our fair for such a wonderful. I think I have taken some points in there. I am not a fashion designer, but I saw something we called illustration. So I believe that most of us also have gotten something. So thank you very much. So on that note, we would like to end here, and we'll come back to you with a feedback. So we'd like to take feedback how our section went, and then you also share your ideas, what you would like get from the next section we will bring on board. Hopefully we'll communicate the date to you. So once we are done with it, we'll share the date with you. So thank you very much. So we'll end today's section here. Until then, we'll meet another time. Bye.